howdy, y'all. How are we doing today? I have calmed down a bit, just a bit. I am going to transition us over. Oh boy, I'm gonna start off by saying, if you haven't watched the Marble League 2022 qualifiers, then this will be packed full of spoilers. So if you haven't, make sure you watch that and then come back here, cause good golly Miss Molly. Let's start out with the heart attack that the O'Rangers almost gave me. 5 points in 2 events. I was ready to keel over and die. I was ready to go to sleep and not wake up until 2023. That was stress. I aged about 15 years and 5 minutes. Luckily, they came through not only with a strong performance in balancing, but also the best score out of their group. Speaking of best scores in balancing, it is worth noting that my roommate is a Hazers fan. We watched the quals, and he was sweating over the Hazers' performance in balancing. And then the Pinkies step up to the plate, and I'm like, hey, they're the Pinkies. They're bad. This will be easy times for the Hazers, right? Bam! 420 for the Pinkies. How you doing? Keep it moving. Almost won their group. They got first out of that. Knocked the Hazers down. And then, of course, the Speeders take second in the triathlon. Because, of course, they do. Fun has been canceled. Oh, my goodness. Let's just go right into this, because I have the thumbnail for this video. Do you like what I got for this thumbnail? I have a feeling we're gonna see a lot more of this, where it came from. But I want to see how well my predictions have aged, and I gotta say, aged well. Sorry, Pippin. Sorry, Indigo Stars. But this has aged well. Too well, in fact. I want to go back and see the turtle sliders fall off of heaven and earth. If I can pull up this video. My computer has been on the fritz today, so we might not be able to actually pull that up. And again, this is just as knee-jerk as they come up. I got some incriminating stuff on that. Mainly that my computer is running out of storage, even though I just got it, because well, I don't know actually why. That being said, if this works, then it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, I can always just look up the results of this in all the Discords. So, how did everyone like that? Did everyone enjoy the qualifiers? This was fun. This is not. I can just pull it up on YouTube. Why I gotta be fancy with it? I did have. Oh look, I'm streaming. That's fun. Oh man, y'all ain't ready for this. All right, we Gucci up in it. Triathlon should have been in heats. I would have liked it if they would have done it in heats. Let's just skip right to the good part. Let's just skip right down to the pain to the hearts and souls getting ripped out of these fan bases. There we are. I'ma just have it right here. It looks so awful. My desktop is so bad. It's so awful. Speaking about so awful, turtle sliders. What are we even doing, sliders? I know I'm gonna get, I'm gonna talk about this at length as well. I should, because turtle sliders. What are we at now? 6 years in a row? 6 years in a row? You're telling me you can't even make it? The pain is immeasurable. My day is ruined. My day was almost ruined. A lot of days have been ruined. I am very glad I got that stars. Look at what we have here. We got the stars in. We got the stars out barely, and we got the balls of chaos in barely. Like, I am a visionary. Vision is scary. Although I do need. I'm just gonna use black because if I use red, it's not gonna show up. Chocolatiers. What are we doing, Chocolatiers? Winning the group? I never saw that coming. I don't think anybody reasonably saw that coming. That not only the Chocolatiers were making it in because it is an even year, and we know from years past Chocolatiers have an aversion to qualifying on even years, but to win their entire group. Did not see that coming. I also did not see the O-Rangers about to give me a heart attack through the first two events. Down 10th, they finally got their act together. They won balancing. Good stuff. But Stars, GG, Team Primary also behind the Chocolatiers. What are we even doing? I wouldn't have seen that coming. Especially because... Sorry, I've been snacking. Especially because Team Primary didn't make any roster changes. You saw all of these big moves with these, the Bumblebees brought up some of the Hornets. Oceanics brought in Ounce, like however good that did. But like, maybe you gotta wonder, maybe the Snowballs, maybe the Hazers, maybe the Oceanics put all their eggs in the wrong basket, maybe with these roster changes? Because cutting Hazy was like the big thing. And I called it. And I really hate, and I mean, I'm going to get to that when I get to that. But just on the record now, since it's on my mind, I hate how I called the Hazers not making it. Because it was there. We've seen it before with other teams, in other leagues, and other sports, that if you have that chance slip away, it's gonna be tough. We saw that with the Midnight Wisps last year from 2020, almost making it. They lose out in the third spot to the Minty Maniacs, who I'm gonna get to in a moment. And the Midnight Wisps settle for fourth. That's okay, that's almost third. But then they fail to qualify for 2021. Hazer's best team, no podium appearance. If there's no hardware, really, what are we even doing? And then they get rid of Hazy, who is basically the team's namesake. And then they can't make it back. And especially as these years go by, like, we will see these mistakes happen. We'll see a lot of teams who just barely missed out not being able to get back. It's unfortunate. I cry for the Hazers, but at the same time, I am glad that is not the O-Rangers, because I would have cried so hard. And I breathe. And I drink some water. So that was a discussion coming up. Are there any blue teams that qualified? This is the first year the Thunderbolts missed out, which is a shame. I was really looking forward to them in the league. But just looking at this, no stars, which I predicted. Yeah, I can check that off. No sliders. Although I really thought the sliders would have had more of a chance. A DNF. We're also checking the bingo today. I'm pretty sure that checks off a square already. But Turtle sliders did not look good as they usually do. They are usually a very bad team competing. I guess that means they're next on the docket. I guess that means they're on the docket for the next video because that was pain. And then Rojo Rollers, yeah, Stevie Wonder could see that. Rojo Rollers missing out. We've seen that show before, you know. Rojo Rollers fans definitely seen this show before. We'll see you again in 6 years, Rojo Rollers fans, to make it to the league. And then Snowballs, like these four are shoo-ins, really. And I don't like how I have enough of a tiebreaker. With the Balls of Chaos getting a higher score in the first event, and that's all it takes for a tiebreaker is just who had the higher placement in an event. Oh man, this is gonna be very funky to debrief in my video. It's gonna be me screaming for the most part because I also have a Halloween video on the docket that was planned before the Marble League had dates. So I am not gonna overwork myself, but I am going to work at a rather brisk pace to get all these out. I think I will have no problem debriefing this just because there was so much to talk about and not a lot of upsets going forward. There are a few. I don't like how the Hazers missed. I don't like the Thunderbolts missing. I said that in the JMR Media chat just before the quals went up. Also, side note, no premiere and a delay for the qualifiers. The JMR is back. No Cobalts. Ripperoni. But this wasn't as group of death as Group B. I said before qualifiers that the group of death, Group B, was set up in such a way that no matter who goes in, I will feel sad for who's missing out because there were so many worthy teams, but only 6 spots. Cat's Eye's barely making it, but they won that triathlon, so that's good. Could you imagine if the Speeders or O'Rangers missed out? That would have... The views would have tanked. I'm sorry, the views just would have tanked. And then Solar Flares, good God. Just good God. That's all I gotta say about that. That's gonna be their portion for the video. Just good God. What are we even doing, Solar Flares? Although, you gotta keep in mind, right? Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they start up, right? 70 something. I should know. They came in the same year as the Seahawks. Uh, 14 games their first season, they lose all 14. 14 games their second season, they lose their first 12. That is the worst start to any team, and we are seeing it in the solar flares. This is truly the worst start for a team. Let's see if they can make it in 2023. Let's see if they can make it out of the basement in the showdown. If there's relegation last year, I would have cried for them because they were 12th out of 12. This time, 16 teams, and I do believe it's just the same. Bottom four's missing out. We will have to see. We will have to see. So that is Group
Stars
B.
based on the highest result. So Balls of Chaos 10 points in
And
Event
I
1
also
compared
don't have
to
my
8
desktop
points.
on.
They
I am so glad we have, because this is a community. I am so glad that we have Greg Woods in our lives again, because his commentary is some of the best in any sports league, in any channel, in any age, in any era. And we're also, hey, if you check the banner on the JMR channel, we're getting a Halloween video. So we're getting that spooky Greg Woods voice again. That's going to be exciting. Oh, man. Whew. Cobalts did choke for the third time. And keep in mind, the only reason they didn't choke for the fourth time was they were in the showdown. They were relegated from 2018. They know pain. Their fans know pain. There's more pain to come. They are the factory of sadness.
chance. They survive.
And then Group B, that's pain. That is pain. I hate how well the Speeders did, getting third in balancing and then almost winning the triathlon. I'm glad they got the triathlon going. I remember one year, I believe it was 2019, there were bad conditions that made it a biathlon because it was just track in the sand, I do believe. This time, they get the water portion going. What a turnaround for that water portion to mix up everything. What are the Pinkies doing here? What are they doing here? I'm glad the Midnight Wisps made it back on top. That was something. Maybe this is the revival? I mean, I said they're like the Seahawks, right? I said that the Seahawks aren't going to fare well without Russell Wilson. They are just fine. Maybe last year was a slump for the Midnight Wisps. Maybe they got their Geno Smith. I still don't know what a Geno Smith is. It sounds like a sandwich. But the Seahawks are doing well thus far. Midnight Wisps, doing well thus far. Got that wrong. I feel like that was a toss-up. I feel like they should have made it last year. So I was just going off of the precedent and also the fact that there are only 6 spots, and whichever combination of 6 moves on, I will feel bad for these 6 that move out. Aside from the Pinkies, what are the Pinkies doing? Who told them they could be good? We have 100 people watching. My goodness, this is fun. I said this at the beginning of the stream. I'll say it again, just in case people have missed out on it, because I did say it rather at the start. I am banned from saying things. I jinx so many teams. I was watching with my roommate. He's a Hazers fan. He was sweating. We go into the balancing. Hazers don't have a good time balancing. Pinkies come up. I say, hey, you can't do worse than the Pinkies. Pinkies suck. There's no good. Nothing good comes out of them. Bam, 420. How? Who? Who's Pinkies? What? I'm thinking this is just a mirage. I think when 16 events come around, I think the Pinkies will just collapse. I think that happened in 2018 as well. Or did they not make it in 2018? I know that the Limers had a really good qualifiers for 2018 and then just collapsed for the main tournament. The Pinkies came out of nowhere. Let's hope this is a mirage. But Pinkies fans, hey, we're going to the league. We're going to the league. Oh, they are going to the league. I actually didn't. I guess it's because I didn't predict them. But I'm going to put a question mark because I did not have them going at all. But I did have the Thunderbolts going. Thunderbolts, perfect, no more. Only 3 teams from 2016 never missed a main tournament. Speeders were there. That streak continues. The Rangers were there. Streak continues. Thunderbolts were the 3rd team. That streak has ended. That is some sad, sad stuff. I did jinx the Cobalts. I shouldn't have been so nice. We are actually going through the receipts because if you keep in mind, I have made 2 predictions. I have this one, which is my most current, but I also have one from the rooting video, so we're going to have to dig through the archives for that. Speeders, I had winning their group. That's basically winning the group. I did not have the Bumblebees or Team Galactic. Oh, no, I did have Team Galactic. Hey! Burr, 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 burr. Oh. There you go. Team Galactic. We're back in it. Holy cow. Bumblebee's sigh of relief. Remember what I said about the Bumblebees and the Rojo Rollers? Bumblebees miss. Rojo Rollers make it. Rojo Rollers make it. Bumblebees miss. This is the binary, the relationship, the symbiosis. I think I'm using that term correctly. I failed every science class. But that is their relationship. They are soul bonded to never be in the league or never be in the showdown at the same time. It is very confusing. It is very confounding. But Bumblebees fans, hey, all 10 of you, we're going to the league. We're going to the league. See a lot of people spamming in my chat. Make sure you keep spam to a minimum or a nonium. But Bumblebees fans, how you doing? Gotta feel good. We got a 16th place spot warmed up for you. The Rojo Rollers kept it warm for you because they decided they're gonna sit this one out. And then Hazers. I'm sorry. The writing was on the wall. All I did was read it. I want if out of Group B, if I was wrong about any of these, I wish it could have been the Hazers. I wish I could have been wrong about the Hazers. Savage Speeders take their place. Hazers should be on that top spot. People kept saying no water events, no pushing events, block pushing. But if you think about the climb, which was that was a new event. That was a pretty good event. I can't wait for more of that in a couple weeks. But that's basically pushing. And then the triathlon, you have that water portion is basically a water event. And in fact, if you look back at the footage, which we might, the Hazers had trouble in that water portion. So sorry, Hazers fans. If I could turn back time, I had so many things predicted. I had so many things prepared for if the O-Rangers missed out. I guess we'll have to wait a while to hear those ballads. And then Oceanics. Control your fans, Oceanics. You done went stormed a second stadium. You can't do that. But what you can do is take 11 points in 4 events. Speaking of barely any points in 4 events, I need to be kind and rewind because I need to see these balancing results. And I know it all circles back to balancing. It's pain. I don't like it. But the jungle jumpers, what are you doing?
Thunderbolts.
We gotta
Cue everybody. Good selves at 2 tonight. The jungle.
Jungle
Here's actually the
Jumpers.
Rangers 390 from Group
Let's
A.
give you some praise here.
The jungle jumpers come now.
What is that? What is that? And I say again, I
From
rewind.
Group A. The jungle jumpers come now. Oh!
Flashbacks to every other qualifiers. So not only did Jungle Jumpers do the worst that you could do in Marbula 1 Season 2, they did damn near the worst. Okay? See, 5 points in 4 events. The least you can get is no points in 5 events. But what is it with the Jungle Jumpers and jungle jumping off
Oh! One of the marbles actually
of
came
the track?
off of it. What happened here? So they're going to award 120 because it did.
Pain. What did that do for the group actually? Because that got them 3rd place overall.
A good
Also, loving the duck. They really have not recovered since that funnel. No. That there's some, talk about these sports teams and their curses. You think curse of the Bambino, curse of the Billy Goat, curse of the funnels for the Jungle Jumpers. It has been downhill at worst, stagnant at best. But instead of talking about that for Rally Duck, how about that? I am loving the Jungle Jumpers Stadium. Probably the best. I'm going to drop that in the chat. How many people? We got 124 on one. It says 127 on the other. That is a lot of people at one time. Hi, everybody. How was your day? I am going to ask y'all a question because the Green Ducks have such a magnificent stadium. Will the Green Ducks succumb to the host curse? Yes or no? And it's going up. So the jungle jumpers
Keys come up. They
definitely
Wisps
getting
nearly have two. One of them rides
something.
the wall at the catch basin, fails to fall into the green zone. 334 in balancing.
Where are we at? Jungle jumpers. Even with that 120. My goodness. Goodness gracious. Wow, and that's the predictor right there. Everyone south of this line, just from the results in balancing, was the deciding factor. That is incredible. Simply incredible that even if they land that, you still have a 27 and or a 23 and a 37. Your second farthest was only 46. You have the Oceanics, whose third farthest was 70. That is pain. And then the Pinkies, what the Pinkies did to everyone. But congrats to the Pinkies for getting 420. Goodness gracious. And these results. Oh, I want to go back to that triathlon. I'm going to cross off some more groups, though. Team Momo, the people's team, put together possibly the most season for the ages last year. They couldn't keep their success going from the first half to the back half. Now they can't even keep their success going through the qualifiers. They're back to where they've been before. So sad. So sad. And then the jumpers, they're just snake bit. Someone asked me, what do I think about their future? I don't think any teams will retire. It took this long for the Marble League to expand to 32 teams. We just got here. I don't think any of these teams are going for a while. That being said, I do know, not even think, I do know that the future of the Jungle Jumpers is pain. If you are rooting for the Jungle Jumpers, it is pain. I am sorry. You had the funnels, the track defect 2 years ago, missing out by 2 points. You had a just barely performance last year, missing out by 2 points. No excuses this time for the Jungle Jumpers. That is pain. That is pathetic. And I'm sorry your team has been just shorting you. They have just been crushing your hopes this whole time. This is Spain without the S for the Jumpers and their fans. And unfortunately for all of us, congratulations to your 2022 Marble League champion Savage Speeders. I am putting just a little teardrop, maybe concerned eyebrows. Uh-oh. There we go. Not concerned enough. I am concerned. I am scared. Let's hope it was like last year and not the year prior to that. But oh Good golly, Miss Molly. What a qualifiers. This just gave me more hype for the main season. We have the friendly round next week. We have a Halloween vid around the time Halloween's coming out. But hey, the season is back. We are back in business. And I feel like the community as a whole has not been more lively than when marbles are happening, because it has been dead in the Discord and in the subreddit and on the Twitters. I feel like this is the rejuvenation that we have needed. And I am so hype, even if / when, knocking on wood, the O-Rangers take dead last in everything, worst PPE, marbles are back. Marbles are back. Speaking of back, Minty Maniacs on the course. And that win. Which one was even that? Was that balancing or block pushing? Oh, no block pushing. What were the events? I forget already. All I know is that the Minty Maniacs back in it. Maybe it wasn't a fluke. Hey, how about that? Minty Maniacs making it. And not only that, but they beat out the Thunderbolts. That is pain. I kind of gagged saying that sentence. Hurdles, thank you. They won the hurdles. Who gave them the right to win hurdles? Also, gotta love the actual hurdles. They're probably the best iteration of the hurdles. And I'm glad that they're continuing with those. I hope they continue with those in the next years. And Limers, nah. So sorry, we'll see you in 2023. That is if you do not get relegated, because we do have a pattern going where every odd year is won by the Fruit Circuit. That means we will see you maybe in 2023. That is, if you don't miss out, which the Limers being the Limers, they have missed out. They have had their fans storm the field. That being said, sad day if your team's not making it in. Great day for the O-Rangers not giving me a heart attack.
No, not that.
That is a great duck. Just aesthetic. I've been loving these graphics. I've been loving these transitions. The duck, I want to take that duck home with me. Not like that, but like, as a, you know what I mean. Man, that swing wave, not swing wave. This is climbing, which is such an odd thing. Praise the duck. Oh man, a lot of people saying yes. 100 people, well, not 100, but 65 people saying yes, the ducks will get bit by the host curse. I'm gonna end that poll. I'm gonna throw up a new one. I'm going to ask, what was your favorite qualifier event. And so we got climbing as one. We got I keep forgetting the third one. Hurdles. There we go. Hurdles as two. We got balancing. And then we got triathlon, if I know how to spell that word. I do not know how to spell that word. Luckily, autocorrect exists. What was your favorite qualifier? I, for one, did not find the triathlon all that exciting. I think they should have done it with heats instead of the free-for-all. That being said, I am glad I could watch triathlon without the fear of the O-Rangers missing out, because if you win an event that is basically a shoe-in for a spot, that being said, Jungle Jumpers last year won funnels with that leap redemption, and then they still missed out. That being said, they are the Jungle Jumpers, so very unfortunate. Love the scenery. I'm loving that we can have outdoor events again. Speaking of not loving things, where do the turtle sliders get yoked? Who was racing for the sliders? Because that was pain and a half for anyone wanting the turtle sliders to qualify, myself included. There we go. That was the little nudging. Hey, maybe, maybe they could make the case that it should have been unsportsmanlike conduct, maybe. Maybe that shove was done on purpose. Huh? I keep missing it. Oh, no, there it is. They didn't have the angle. That was it. They cut to the close-up when the turtle sliders went off the track. Right there, you can see them fly over. And then be kind of rewind slow motion for me. You see that nudge. And was that the Cobalts? That looks like the Cobalts did that. Maybe they're trying to sabotage. Maybe they're trying to throw some elbows, get a better placement, solidify their spot into the main league. Sorry that it didn't work, I guess, Cobalts. You really should have. This could have been your year. Instead, it's just another brick in the wall of disappointment. Another notch of failure. 6 years. 6. I do believe. I am bad at counting. I also failed every math class ever. So, not in 2017, 2018. And I think they got relegated that year. So, no 2019. They failed in 2020, 2021, and now 2022. 6 years. 6 years. But hey, exactly right there. 3-peat. Maybe the Cobalts will go for that 3-peat in the showdown. Unfortunate. It is their domain. They are better beating bad teams than good teams in the Marble League. We have seen this many times before. This needle is stuck on this record for the Cobalts. Pain. And I say it again. Pain. With a capital silent S. My goodness. And then the DNF for the sliders. We needed that red circle because I barely even saw it on the replay. Oh, so that was Group A. And now Group B. With the Speeders and the Thunderbolts really in a dead heat. I am loving all these different angles we're getting. At this point, I knew that the speeders were gonna win it because it's a racing event. They're called the speeders. It's gonna happen. Fun is canceled. But then you see something like the Limers. What are the Limers doing out there? And at that point, I saw the Hazers in the back. That is just a disappointing early exit for them. Midnight Wisps. Didn't they win the biathlon the year when the water portion was deemed hazardous? So they turned the triathlon into a biathlon? I do believe that the Midnight Wisps won that year. So I guess it shouldn't have been as quite a shock that they performed well here. But this is such a chaotic. I've turned British. That's how chaotic this. Okay, I'm back in it. We had a little hiccup. But we are back in it. It is rainy. It is windy. Thank goodness gracious for that. Because it has been so hot for so long in a place known for its rain. I literally live next to a rainforest, and we have not been getting any rain. We've been having the worst air quality in the world. We've been doing those rain dances. It is fall. And we have Marble League 2022 for the first time in forever. 380 something days. I am loving it. Wow. That is a sentence coming in through the chat. Hazers are no longer the bridesmaids. They are the they are the husband's ex. They are the groom's ex. That is unfortunate. Oh man. Oh geez. Oh heck. Let's talk about the pinkies in these hurdles. Because who gave them the right to do this out the gate? Just streak by everyone. Whose pinkies are these? Did they take a couple notes out of the Fernando Tatis Jr. playbook? Like, these are not the same pinkies we have seen ever. Insane stuff happening. This was the group of death. And it is amazing that the pinkies kicked butt in wherever marbles have those against some of the top teams in the league. Oh, man. All right, this is the speeders. What else do you expect? I was hoping they would, I gotta like this video. I was hoping they would fail at the hurdles like what they did last year, barely even going across the line. Savage Speeders, it's a racing event. What are you gonna do? And my goodness. You look at this lineup right here. You got the Speeders, Hazers, Wisps, and Galactic. And you're telling me that the team to miss out are the Hazers when these two teams missed out last year? And you're telling me that the Hazers? Pain. I mean, I would have believed it because that's what I predicted, but that is pain. And a half. You are welcome for the speedy coverage of this event. I am going to have an even speedier debrief that is an actual video and not just a stream. I feel like that it's writing itself. This next video is writing itself because holy cow, there is just so much to talk about. You can just pick and choose whatever. So as soon as I exhaust myself, which will probably be soon, I will get to writing, and I will have my keyboard on fire with how fast I'm writing. Unpopular opinion, Group A was more exciting than Group B. I will take that. That I can see that. Just because holy cow, what a parity in the groups we had that anyone really could have made it in Group A, and it would have been a shock because a lot of those teams don't go to the Marble League that often. One of those teams, Minty Maniacs, some reason beating a world record in the qualifiers. Like, daddy, chill. Okay, I didn't just say that. We can cut the tape. We can just cut right there. But like Minty Maniacs, good God. I have talked highly of this team prior. It bit me in the butt. So I will only say bad things about this team. I am going to say that they will crash and burn this point forward. And if they do somehow, by the will of whatever god they pray to, do well, I'm not going to cover it again. They made me say good things about them. It aged bad, so never again. Climbing was kind of meh. It was a new event. I like it. I liked it better than Newton's Cradle. I think it adds an interesting element because it's not just block pushing or a collision. It is pushing your teammate up a hill and seeing how good it gets. But I am just excited for this main league. Yeah, pinkies, what the heck? What the heck we doing? Alright, where are we at? Okay, let's look at these heats for Group A. I had a heart attack. Look at this. Look, photo finish. Team Primary Balls of Chaos. Glad that we have them in the same tournament for once because they're so easy to confuse. And then Shining Swarm. Hooray. Look at that. And then nothing. Empty frame. Empty frame. And then the O'Rangers. Heart attack. I tell you, heart attack. I was so preparing for a world without the O'Rangers in the Marble League. Unfortunately, the Thunderbolts and Hazers fans also have to live in that reality. But the O'Rangers testing my heart. And Turtle Sliders, well, they were doing all right, and then it kind of fell apart. It fell apart very fast. You can see the exact moment when their chances just crumble, and it's right there off of that hurdle. They get an awkward jump, and then it's just no way home, featuring Tom Holland and Zendaya. However you pronounce the name. Pain. I mean, turtle sliders are slow. Well, actually, no. Tortoises are slow. Tortoises are slow. If you see a sea turtle or like one of those soft shell turtles, they got some zoomies to them. Turtle sliders, more slide than turtle, unfortunately. But Sliders fans have been here before. So they already know what the haps is. I am going to... I'm going to open up my YouTube in a new page because that'll refresh my notifications and we'll see how many I get and if anyone's laughing at me, because good reason to. I am going to go back in time. And see if any of these bingo cards went up. Limers fans almost started a riot. Hey, almost started a riot. A lot of people loved climbing. 128 votes. That's 130. My goodness. I'm gonna keep it up. It's only been 16 minutes. Holy cow. This was a day. We've been waiting on this for so long. All right, where are we at? 2022. Now this is where things age poorly. This almost aged too well. What are we even at? Okay, we are 3 for 12. Bumblebees made it. O'Rangers made it. Balls of Chaos made it. I'm forgetting who's in and who's out already. Yeah, Chocolatiers made it. Where'd my YouTube go? We got the Cobalts right. We got the Stars right. Got the Sliders right. And we got the did I say Limers right? Cobalt, Stars, Limers, Sliders. Because Primary's in it. The Bees are in the Rollers. We got the Rollers. Okay, so didn't do too bad. There we go. Did not do too bad. That is 5 of 12. 40-something percent. I'll take it. I'll take that. This wasn't going to age well anyway. I should post that bingo card. Yeah. So we got the free. Hey, Indigo Stars relegated. How we doing? I'm actually going to do paintbrush. Need a big circle. 200. Yeah. Got free. That is too dense. Also not the color I wanted. That is awful looking and still not the color I want. Oh, that is paintbrush. And I see exactly what's happening. Boom, there we go. I want that airbrush. Yeah. There we go. Never gonna get top, middle, or bottom middle. Top, middle, bottom. I mean, hey, we will have to see what events pop up in the showdown. I will still take a win in an event in a showdown toward this. That being said, you're right. I should have been more specific. Race event with the DNF. Hey, we up in it. Did you hear that the Limers brought out a new coach? I did not hear about that until Greg Woods mentioned it, and then the Limers still failed. So GG no re. We'll have to wait a while for all of these. Did Team Galactic finish 5th in an event? I wonder if the wiki's up. Okay, everything's still getting put together. So the wiki has not been updated for this. Where did the Oh, true. Hold on. One thing you'll come to know about me is that when I'm naming something, whether it's a file or a layer or a document, I never spell it correctly on the first go. And sometimes I'll just leave it like that. And sometimes it bodes well. Sometimes it doesn't. All right. I put Team Galactic finishes 5th in an event, not finishes 5th overall. That should have been a nice distinction. I know a lot of people put that on their cards. I do think that is as much as we can do for this one at the moment. We will come back to this as the season progresses. Tiebreaker in Group A. Which one was the tiebreaker? I have a photo finishes decides it. Still waiting on me to get. I'll have to look through if there are any end credits to that. Gotta listen if there's any Balls of Chaos chant. Only 4 events, not a lot of time for that. But I think that is how that is. I think I will head out. Actually, it is almost 2. I will head out and get to typing on that debrief of this because holy cow, is there so much to debrief. This might be the thumbnail right here. This might be the thumbnail because holy cow, what a year. And this is just the start. This is just the beginning of everything. 152 people voted on that. I think that's amazing. This is gonna be a fun year. Don't roast the Cobalts too much in your next Unqualified Teams video. I will not hold back on the... I'm not gonna hold back on any of these teams. I am going all in. I am going to laugh in their faces. Not just the Cobalts, not just the Jumpers, not even just the Flares, but Snowballs. Oh, I'm not ready for the Hazers. I'm not ready for what I'm gonna say about the Hazers. It'll be up probably next week because, like I said, this is writing itself. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you still watch the Marble League, even if your favorite team isn't in it. Even if you don't want to give up on rooting for your favorite team, it is still such a fun tournament. These are going to be fun events. And I will be back here after each and every one of them. So, if you're not going to follow along, then you won't be able to understand what is happening with the streams. I will see you when I see you, which will probably be the debrief, although I do have a Halloween episode coming out, and this is the set for it. I think is going to be a fun one. I recorded that this morning because my life going forward is dedicated to marbles. That being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you eat good food, you stay hydrated. I will see you in the next one, and I will have Waluigi take us out. Goodbye.